I think they all are. I mean, I think Dak is in the developmental phase, and that sounds crazy for a guy that's played that much. But like, there's things that we're tweaking with Dak, So I don't think it's just for Joe. Joe is a guy that we obviously know all about the talent, but the system that he came from in Tennessee, created some challenges in terms of just what he has to learn and things like that. But the minute these quarterbacks think that they've figured it all out, that's when it's probably time for them to think about doing something different because the way defenses attack in this league, it makes it almost impossible to ever relax.
Yo, this is JB the Cowboy fan, and yes, sir, I'm back with another one. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Shout out to my subscribers. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to my new subscribers. Yes, sir, I appreciate y'all. Yes, sir. Shout out to them Pacers, baby. Yes, sir. Did them Knicks in. Now we're going to see OKC in the finals. We underdogs like a motherfucker. Ain't nobody giving us a chance. But we didn't have a chance against the Bucks. We was underdogs against the Bucks. We was underdogs against Cleveland, the number one seed in the East. We was even underdogs against the Knicks. But we'll see. I'm picking my Pacers though. I say Pacers in 6. But we'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying? But getting to this video. Dak Prescott, 10-year veteran. Second team All Pro runner up the MVP. Has seen a plethora of defenses throughout his career. Has been to 7 playoff games and is still in developmental phase. It's crazy because the Dak fanboy Slurpees are upset, blaming the 3 and 4 letter networks in the media for blowing up what Brian Schottenheimer said. He said it with his own mouth. So he's the head coach. Is he not looking at what Dak is doing and seeing what he still needs to improve on? Don't get mad at the networks. Go at Brian Schottenheimer. They trying to damn make excuses for what Brian Schottenheimer said. Not for hold up, for what he said. Specifically talking about he was uh he was saying that for the about the new regime that's coming in. Talking about Dak need development with the new head coach, the new offensive coordinators, the defensive coordinators, defensive head coach. I mean, the defensive coach, defensive coordinator. Man, what does he need to grow with that? He wasn't talking about the new regime. But let's get into what Brian Schottenheimer was saying, bro.
Not a pairing, but it is something you do talk about the mix and the match and how it looks. And I've been around other or heard other stories where some rooms didn't get along great, and that's never a good thing. But we don't have that here. We have a great room, and with Dak, Joe, and Will, it's been awesome.
Milton, is he more in because he just got in the league last year? He more in the developmental phase in terms of how you try to get him to grow?
I think they all are. I mean, I think Dak is in the developmental phase.
See, the question was asked about Joe Milton. And I could see that question being directed at him as far as new regime and his talent and skills. I could see the question pointed at Joe Milton like that. But hell, Dak has been around Schottenheimer, what, last 3, 4 years or some shit like that? Dak has been on the team. He's the tenure on the team since 2016. He's the only one here. So what development does Dak need? Why would the head coach bring a 10-year veteran when the interviewer was asking about Joe Milton, a rookie, basically? I could see him asking that question to him on those 2 phases as far as new regime and developmental of his skills. But why he said Dak name first?
And that sounds crazy for a guy that's played that much, but like there's things that we're tweaking with Dak.
Wow.
So I don't think it's just
what they tweaking with Dak. They tweaking that accuracy and they're tweaking that anticipation. That's what they tweaking. Yeah. And I made a video a while ago about Dak being good in play action. and I got learned about that, about why he was so good. You're only as good in play action as your running back. The running back poses the threat. So think about when Dak was good in play action, where everybody wanted him to be in all of a sudden. He was only good in play action when Zeke was over 1,500 yards of the game. He went over 1,500, 1,300. When your running backs is that good, that's when you're good in play action. So we're going to see how these running backs going to be running for the Cowboys. That's going to set Dak up for great play action.
For Joe. Joe is a guy that we obviously know all about the talent, but the system that he came from in Tennessee, created some challenges in terms of just what he has to learn and things like that. But the minute these quarterbacks think that they figured it all out, that's when it's probably time for them to think about doing something different, because the way defense attack in this league, it makes it almost impossible to ever relax.
So hold on, I know everybody know what development means and developmental, phases. But that's usually like is the evolution, growth, maturity, expansion, enlargement, progress, success, blossoming, blooming. I mean, all these words is applied to Dak Prescott when he's saying that, because he still said there were some things that need to be tweaked about Dak. So why does a 10-year veteran who's runner of the second team All Pro, runner up the MVP, he's seen almost every defense you can see. What is it that Dak Prescott still need to be developed on? And this is coming from the head coach. Don't come and say that the media is twisting this world. The media just hate the Cowboys. How does Dak need development? He's an All Pro. Your coach can see it. The coach can see something in Dak. Why would he even mention this guy? The interviewer didn't even ask about Dak Prescott. He asked about Joe Milton, and what, where he is in his stage of development, and what process is going to take him to get to where he needs to be. What is Schottenheimer? Is he going to be the type of coach that if he see Dak not balling, he going to sit him on the bench? If Dak co-signing Schottenheimer going to backfire on his ass? If they talking about culture with Schottenheimer, this could be some culture changing. This could be culture changing, bro. If he sit Dak ass down for poor play. Hell, I'll get behind Schottenheimer with that. But y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about Dak Prescott still in developmental phase. And remember now, his head coach said it. His head coach said it. So if they want to be mad at somebody, be mad at him, but don't twist his words. Yo, this is JB the Cowboy fan. I appreciate y'all for listening to me. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go, Cowboys.
I'm glad. I will tell you this. If there's a human breathing that I've ever met that I'm proud that took advantage of me financially, I'm proud it's the one sitting to the right. And Dak.